very hard to be able to be here together today, and for one last time, I'd like to ask everyone to join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
and I've been at TMS since kindergarten. The bridging ceremony has been great so far, but it would be missing something that would have more. Mr. Stewart has been the principal at TMS for over 4 years and has led TMS through the COVID pandemic and out the other side. He's been a great principal, and we are all sad that his final year at TMS. Much like us, Mr. Stewart is leading TMS forever path. Know that everyone. Now, without further ado, please welcome Principal Mike Stewart.
families, and friends. Welcome to our 2022-2023 8th grade bridging ceremony. Thank you for being in attendance with us today. Families, your support of these explorers over their 9-year journey at TMS has been nothing short of outstanding. You have put in many long hours volunteering, helping with assignments, reading to and being read to, carpooling from one event to another, and celebrating accomplishments. Our explorers certainly would not be at this moment tonight without your unwavering commitment, care, and love for them. So on behalf of the students and staff of the museum school, I would like to recognize you and show our appreciation to you this evening. Students and staff, please join me in giving our families a big round of applause. TMS staff members, I would also like to extend my appreciation to you. Whether it be working with the students during their formative years of their elementary education, driving them forward through their middle grade years, or pushing them over the finish line in 8th grade, you have put in countless hours, immense care, and undeniable passion to help these explorers become who they are today. Thank you for everything that you have poured into them during their time with us. Families and students, please join me in giving our staff members a big round of applause. Last but not least, explorers, welcome to your 8th grade bridging ceremony. I'm so proud of your hard work and determination that has led to this momentous occasion. As you go through this evening, make sure to take it all in so that you will forever remember what this moment symbolizes. As a part of this welcome to you this evening, I would also like to share with you a brief charge that I would encourage you to take with you on the next leg of your journey. But before I do so, I'd like to set the purpose of the evening. At the museum school, we intentionally call this evening a bridging ceremony rather than a graduation ceremony. A graduation represents a culmination of student studies, almost like a finale. This is not the end of your academic journey. In fact, you're about to embark upon what can easily be considered to be the most important leg of that journey, your high school studies. It is for this reason that we term tonight a bridging ceremony. Tonight symbolizes a bridge between the hard work that you have put in during your time in museum school and how it has prepared you for the high school endeavors that lie before you. With that context laid out, at this time I'd like to hopefully provide you with some lasting advice. To do that, I want to give you a little bit of context. I grew up in a home with a single father. My mom left when I was very young. I barely remember much of having a mom. During that time of my early childhood, my dad was committed to making sure that his 2 boys would grow up in a home as normal as possible with the absence of a mom. Part of his commitment was to make sure that our home didn't look like a bunch of boys lived there. Those of you who have boys at home, you know exactly what I'm talking about. See, it was just my dad and my brother and I, so 3 boys, and one of his biggest commitments was to make sure that that home did not look like the 3 boys lived there. And we kept an intense cleaning ritual, which I was pretty good about with one exception, and that was making my bed. For me, I just did not see the point in it. To be quite honest with you, why make it up when you're going to get right back into it? Just never could sink in why it was so important. And then one day, he set me down on the bed that was unmade, and asked me why I thought he harped on me about making my bed each morning. I told him, I know, Dad. You have to keep the house clean. What if somebody comes over? I mean, they're going to look at a 9-year-old bed and think really disappointingly of you if it's unmade. All of those reasons, and he said to me, no, that's not it at all. And that surprised me, because that's what I thought the whole ritual of cleaning the house was about. And it was at that moment he gave me the words that have stood with me since then. I've even heard them said in events very similar to this since then. I want to share them with you. He said to me, son, Each morning, the first opportunity you have at success each day is whether you're going to make up your bed or not. It's your first opportunity to accomplish something. Don't start your day with an attitude to slack off. Start your day with a mindset that you are intentional about success. So we all have big dreams and aspirations. Realizing those dreams aren't about one day finding out that we are great at something and our dreams have finally come true. The realization of our dreams is a product of being committed to a series of small accomplishments along the way. Making your bed each morning, whether you feel like it or not, trains your mind to be committed to the small accomplishments that lead to big success. Explorers, one of my biggest hopes for you is that you have big dreams. You may dream of being a professional athlete, an author, an entertainer, a politician, a doctor, or a host of any other things. The realization of those dreams will likely not be because you happen to be in the right place at the right time. If you're going to realize those dreams, it will be because of the little accomplishments along the way that have positioned you to walk in that success. It will be the 100 extra jump shots after practice each day until your three-point percentage creeps north of 50%. It will be learning to reach that next note after hours of voice lessons. It will be passing that chemistry exam after the late night study. It's the little accomplishments in life that we have to be committed to. When we are faithful to do those little things, the big things take care of themselves. So my charge to you this evening, explorers, make your bed every morning. Set your mindset to be intentional about success. TMS class of 2023, I want to say again that I am so proud of you. I know that you're going to do amazing things, and I can't wait to hear about and see all of your future accomplishments. Congratulations on tonight. You have certainly earned it. And with that, welcome everyone to the 2022-2023 Museum School 8th grade bridging ceremony.
Since I was in kindergarten. It has been a very long but rewarding exploration here at TMS. From learning how to add and subtract basic equations with my fingers to learning how to write exponential function. I have learned the fundamental skills that will set me up for success for high school here at TMS. While being at TMS, we learn about math, ELA, science, history, etc. We also learn about the social aspect of school. We learn about friendship. What I can take from the 9 years I've been at TMS is that I should always be true to myself, to not put myself down for someone else, to be compassionate, but to also know your self-worth. But the most important thing was to always be kind. While respect will get you very far in life, kindness can unlock friendships that you could potentially have in life. I know here at TMS, I have met some pretty amazing people. My friends are the ones I will miss the most about TMS. While the teachers are pretty awesome, and the expeditions are always fun, they are the ones I will remember in years to come. For me, some of the best times during school have been when I learned something new, and after that, I just want to know all about it. I've learned a handful here at TMS, and I can thank all my teachers for that. All through elementary school, I hated learning about history. Hated it. It wasn't until I was in middle school and I was in Miss Britton's World History class, I loved every second. And I learned so much. That continued on into Miss Standard's Georgia Studies class. A favorite memory of mine would have to be the math sprints in Miss O'Malley's 5th grade class. We got a sheet of paper with a bunch of multiplication or division problems on it. The goal was to finish the worksheet as fast as possible, but while also being as accurate as possible. My classmates and I turned it into a race to see who could finish first. Our adrenaline rushing, brains thinking faster than our hands could write, and the slamming of the pencil on the table when you're done so everyone knows who finished first. Another favorite memory of mine was Rocket Club in 3rd grade. We got to build rockets with lots of help from Mr. Lane. Then we got to launch our rocket. Seeing the rocket soar high up in the sky was the highlight of my third grade year. And lastly, I will always remember field day. Whether it was the dunk tank, tug of war, bouncy house, or sack race, field day was a day of fun. No worries about finishing an assignment or turning in a project, just pure fun. A day most people look forward to. One of the things I'm sure we all love about TMS are the expeditions. I'm so fortunate and thankful to have gone to a school where we go on so many expeditions a year. Some of my favorites were glass blowing, taking a trip up to Montgomery, Alabama to learn about civil rights, and of course, how could I forget Telus? We only go every year. This year, some classmates and I applied to work at Connect, the after-school program at TMS. Working with mainly K through first graders was a challenge at first, but turned into being the highlight of my day. While working with them, it brings me back to when I was their age and felt invincible. Going into high school, I have no regrets. My exploration here at TMS has come to an end, and now it's time to go out into the world or to high school and explore all the possibilities for the future. I have learned so much here and probably wouldn't be standing here if it wasn't for them. I couldn't have done it without all my teachers, so thank you. I would also like to thank Dr. Kelball, Principal Stewart, and Ms. Smith for everything you've done for our school. But most of all, I would like to thank my mom. Thank you for always supporting me no matter what. Congratulations, class of 2023. You did it.
My name is Sawyer Fagan. I'd like to share some of my favorite memories from TMS. I've been here since kindergarten, which means I've been here every year for 9 years. There have been many great moments here, and I'm going to tell you about my favorite. My favorite memories begin with some small, simple things that were just like fun moments. The time we made handmade ice cream on an expedition and they let us eat it. I remember being so happy when we got to have it. I remember when we were at home during Zoom, or at home during COVID, and all sad and separated, and spending our days on Zoom meetings, typing our lives away. Though this was a rough time, the school hosted outdoor movie nights and meetups that friends could go see each other without phone moments with. These meetups were fun because we could finally catch up with people, not in the Zoom comment section, but in real life. These moments could help me and others build important friendships throughout those years at TMS. Another memory I've made since quarantine is this game called Among Us. It became very big in 6th grade. Teachers hosted Zoom meetings where you could play during your free time of the day. We played all kinds of games like murder mysteries with tasks complete. We even played hide and seek on all the maps the game had to offer. This was fun because not only could we communicate as peers in a fun and creative way, we also grew those bonds and played a game that we all enjoyed. When 7th grade began, we found out about live school. This was a point system used to track behavior-based points, where you could earn points to lead up to a big party. If you had enough points, then you could participate. One day in 7th grade, we had one. It was cake and karaoke. We picked all the songs, which we had a lot of fun doing. For example, we sang Let It Go from Frozen. The audience got in to join along and wave into the song. We even got teachers to join in from classes around the school to come out and watch. These memories are some of my favorite memories growing up at the school. I hope to make many more in high school, but my memories from TMS will always be special.
Welcome all. My name is Sam Colfax. And I'm Sparkle Holland. None of us would be here today without Dr. Catherine Kelball. Dr. Kelball was one of the major founders of the museum school. At TMS, we learned about respect, cooperation, sustainability, creativity, kindness, and those are our core values.
These core values have been set in stone by Dr. Kelball as well as all the amazing teachers at TMS. When we were younger, we all looked up to Dr. Kelball. We saw her as a role model who helped students become the best version of themselves both today and moving forward.
We'd like to thank Dr. Kelball for showing us that anything is possible.
Big or small.
Now please welcome Dr. Catherine Kelbaugh.
Good evening. Before I start my script here, I think that we're all in agreement that Mr. Stewart is ready for his next step as a youth pastor. Do you feel it? Do you feel it? Thanks, Mr. Stewart, and thanks so much, Stan and Sparkle, for the very kind introduction. So each class of students is so unique and special, and this year's class is no different. Actually, you are one of the last classes that I was able to get to know as your principal. And I've had the privilege of watching many of you grow from curious, active 5-year-olds to inquisitive, passionate, even more active 14-year-olds. And I'll really miss you. When I see you on the halls, you say hello, you ask me how I'm doing, wish me a good day, and these small moments really mean a lot. And I'll miss them greatly. You're off to new adventures, and I hope that while you explore something new in high school, and while you use those core values to meet new friends, that you'll hold tight your museum school classmates and memories. We've seen over the years that while new high school settings and placements may technically separate you, you'll always have a strong museum school bond with other explorers. So your class experienced extreme disruption to your middle school years at the museum school. Your 5th grade year was ripped from you in the spring of 2020, and most of your 6th grade year was virtual. And at a time when you needed your friends and teachers the most, you were isolated in bedrooms and dining rooms and living rooms across the community. But you are resilient and strong and adaptive, and you pushed through a really challenging time, and I want you to know that I am extremely proud of you. In closing, and as a reminder, the museum school is your home. Come back when you can, and know that even from a distance, there is a building full of staff and students constantly cheering you on. Now let's talk about your families. Each year we say goodbye to museum school parents and caregivers that have played a significant role in the building of the foundation of the museum school. And parents in this class have given so generously to the school through PTO and committee work, Fall Fest volunteering, expedition chaperoning, mystery reading, portfolio building, the list goes on and on. You have embraced the museum school and given so much over the years, and we are forever grateful. I'd like to quickly recognize a few individuals. Josh Andrews, Brian Deutsch, Rick Clark, and Billy Ellick were early governing board members. And among many other accomplishments and responsibilities, they were instrumental in the securing and maintaining of our current facility. These gentlemen actually became intimately familiar with our facility before we started renovation. The collapsed ceilings, leaking roofs, mounds of asbestos, the old nurses' clinic, overall pretty deplorable conditions. Josh and the transition board turned the space into the beautiful, safe school that we occupy today. Thank you. I'd also like to recognize our recent treasurer, Tamara Richards. Thank you for your dedication and tireless efforts. And we also say goodbye to several families who have been with the museum school for years. For some, their second or third children are ending their museum school journey, including founding families with older siblings that started with us 13 years ago, and now their youngest child is leaving. And since we couldn't convince them or our families with only one child to have more children, we're now saying goodbye to entire families. Thank you. Thank you for your support and your support. And finally, today is a day to celebrate all of our students and families, including our students that started with us as kindergartners, as well as our newer family members that have brought so much to the museum school, making our school community that much brighter. And now, I am humbled and honored to present the Dr. Catherine Kelbaugh Example of Excellence Award to two very deserving students this evening. This award was created to honor the two students that most exemplify our school's coveted core values. Each museum school staff member had an opportunity to nominate students for this award, and I could not be more proud of this year's recipients. Here's how some teachers describe our first recipient. She is a true leader among her peers. While she, of course, exemplifies academic excellence, she also demonstrates a deep care and concern for demonstrating respect and integrity. She holds her head high and tackles issues head-on with grace and cooperation. She's an all-around amazing and wonderful person. She works well with her peers and is always willing to help out. She's kind-hearted, easygoing, eager, and curious about the world. And finally, she is consistently a leader in the museum school's core values. It is my pleasure and honor to announce Layla Wharton. Congratulations, Layla. Our second award winner is just as special and has made a remarkable impression on staff and students. Here are some ways that museum school teachers describe him. He has always been a hardworking, dedicated student. He welcomes all new students each year to museum school and is accepting of all kids. I've never heard any negative comments made in his direction, nor have I heard him talk about others. That's quite the compliment. He's quite the leader. This kid is the real deal. He has more house spirit than you can imagine. You want him campaigning for you. And finally, he's a leader and responsible student who strives to do his best. It is my privilege to award the Example of Excellence Award to Ryan Houston. Congratulations, 8th graders, to each of you for a job well done at the museum school. This is just the beginning of such an exciting journey, and you are ready. Now make us proud and go explore something new. Have a good evening.
Hi everyone, I'm Layla Wharton, and I have been a student at the museum school since kindergarten. While at TMS, I have learned to value friendships, to become an independent thinker, and to be comfortable with expressing myself. Being at TMS for 9 years, you watch people come and go, but I have made some of my best friends at this school. When writing this speech, I had to reflect on the many experiences at TMS that shaped me into the person I am today. Specifically, I wanted to share a couple of memories that I cherish. Believe it or not, one of my most favorite memories is my first exhibit night in kindergarten. For that particular exhibit night, our costume was based on what we wanted to do when we grew up. At the time, I thought it would be really cool to be a baker. As you can imagine, little Layla, excitedly running around, tried not to let vanilla wafers escape from her mixing bowl. Another core memory that stands out to me is the annual field day, when each class would be assigned a color to wear. When I was younger, it seemed like my excitement increased each year as I impatiently waited for the water balloon toss and the refreshing popsicles after a long day on the field. As I've reflected on these memories, I've seen how much I've grown as a person, as a friend, and as a student. TMS has set me up to succeed in life. Thank you.
Today, I'm here to share some of my memories from my time here at TMS. When I was asked to write this speech, I struggled to recall anything before the
If you ask my friends, they would say it was out. However, I did manage to recollect a few moments, and that speaks volumes about their importance. One of my earliest memories at TMS revolves around making my first best friends in Connecticut, which used to be known as Africa. I vividly remember sitting in a circle, holding hands with Leah, Sage, Stella, and Liz, almost praying that Miss Stowe wouldn't pull out the box of Nutri-Grain bars and snack. It's amazing how things have changed. Instead of playing Papa's Pizzeria and Aftercare, I now work at Connect, helping students with their times tables and carrying the pretty cool boxes. Thinking back, collecting box tops was a serious event for us back then. Kids will do a lot for even the thinnest slice of food. Speaking of competitions, there is no way anyone was completely honest on their Six Flags reading. I'll miss the 8th grade bench at the park. I definitely will not miss the lice checks every day in second grade. I remember when we could fit 3 to a seat on the bus. The bus rides to our expeditions were truly a highlight of my time at TMS. I can still hear the bus drivers and teachers yelling at us to be quiet as we cross the train tracks. I don't know if it's because it's my last, but my 8th grade year has been my favorite year at TMS. It holds some of my favorite memories. It's not just because we've become more independent, but because each passing year we learn more about one another. We've laughed together, especially during first period when it was haircut season. We've endured countless restorative circles and experienced drama. As we continue to grow, the experiences we've had here will undoubtedly help us thrive wherever we go. At any age, having teachers who genuinely care about us. I recently stumbled upon an email from the end of our 5th grade virtual year. It was from Miss Isel Eller, and it resonated deeply with me, whether I realized it then or not. She wrote, "Even though I won't be on the upper grades hallway, please know that I'm always here for you. Whether you need a safe adult to talk to, a wave in the hallway, a question about school stuff, or anything else. Just because you're not officially in my class anymore doesn't make you any less my student." These words highlight the incredible support we have in this community. The support from teachers is the one thing I will truly remember. I am immensely grateful to have grown up with you. Before I conclude, I want to leave you with a quote from one of the most remarkable poets who have ever lived, Tupac Shakur. He once said, "Reality is wrong. Dreams are for real." Thank you.
Hello all, I'm Gavin. I'm Gia Desiderio. We've prepared a speech today. As some of you may know, each year, 8th grade gives a going away gift to TMS as they leave for high school. This has been traditionally called the legacy gift. And this year, 8th grade is given the gift of a very special bench. This bench was made by Jason Smith out of steel. Jason is the dad of one of our very own 8th graders, Hudson. The motif of this bench is organic, and the bench was to look as if it was woven from large leaves. Just as leaves provide rest and shelter in nature, we hope that this bench will be a place to rest and reflect for students and staff for years to come.
Hello, family, faculty, friends, and class of 27. My name is Amelia Vincent.
My name is Madison.
We're here to introduce 3 teachers that the 8th grade classes chosen to represent our years at TMS.
Even if one has only been here for 8 months.
Thank you, Ms. Bradley, Mr. Franklin, and Ms. Thorne for seeing us mature and grow as students and as individuals.
We'd like to start with Miss Thorne. Miss Thorne was our math teacher coming out of COVID virtual. Props to Miss Thorne for stepping up in 3rd grade. As a new teacher, there's an underlying norm that students can get away from. The new teacher doesn't know all the rules or how to make it happen, but Miss Thorne stepped up. She continues to support us even after we enter class. Through sports and extracurricular activities, she always showed up. Miss Thorne was there when we just need to talk. She always took time to listen and give us
Thorne for always being there for us. Everyone, please give a warm welcome to our first representative tonight, Ms. Thorne. I'm so honored to be standing here right now. Hi, amazing 8th graders. Congrats, you did it. You're finally here. It feels like just yesterday we were walking into TMS on the first day of the school year. I remember specifically on that day that I was so sad and also so proud of you to see each one of you passing by my classroom, moving from 7th grade to your final year of middle school. Now, here we are at your bridging ceremony. I'm Wise, and I'm so proud of your hard work to get to this moment. First and foremost, I want to say that it's a true honor of mine, not only to be standing here this evening, but also to have been able to be a small part of your amazing journey that is only just getting started. You know, I've told you students this so many times, but for those who may not know, this group of really cool humans was my first middle school class. And for that reason, and many more, they're really quite special to me. 8th graders, in years to come, many of you may remember me as one of your middle school teachers. Probably the ridiculous, coffee-drinking, plant-loving lady who runs around yelling that math is the best all the time. But this evening, I want to flip the script. You may say I taught you something at your time at TMS. But I actually would like to tell you some things that you taught me during our time together. You all have certainly taught me some really important things. New slang words, TikTok dances, how I should wear my clothing. You taught me about being a middle school teacher, and you helped me when I accidentally went elementary school teacher on you. You taught me that life is fun. We laughed a lot, and I found out that middle schoolers actually have the best jokes. You taught me to remember to celebrate the little things. Extra recess on a beautiful day outside, getting to know each other through our daily question board, and writing celebratory notes for each other's birthdays on our birthday call. You taught me to keep learning as we figured out 7th grade together. Thank you for your kindness, your patience, and for just sharing your super cool presence with me during your time at TMS. You taught me all of that, and really so much more, but finally, and most profoundly, you taught me that the future is really bright. I mean, wow, when I got to know you incredible people, I realized what a positive force is coming in the world as you grow and go out to make your mark. Looking at you now, I see the future. I see artists, I see medical professionals, pilots, engineers, designers, athletes, mechanics, CEOs, chefs, activists, government officials, and so much more. I fully believe that each of you is a powerful force and that you will change the world as you. I've seen the passion, talent, and hard work that you have in you. And I'm thrilled to know that each one of you will be a positive part of the future that I've hoped for. Students, know how deeply honored I am to have been a part of your journey. Know how proud I am of all of you and all you've accomplished, and all that I know you will do to change the world in the future. Finally, know that I believe in you. Don't forget to be you, and keep working on becoming the best version of you that you can be. Dull yourself for no one, because the world needs who you uniquely are for that positive change. You are exactly what the world needs. And as always, thank you for being amazing.
I'm here to introduce Mr. Franklin. One could say a lot about Mr. Franklin, the teacher who kicked off his first year here with dimensional analysis. If you don't know what dimensional analysis is, that's okay, because I think 60% of your grade doesn't know either. Though my classmates might have opposite opinions, post by Addie and me. And his response never changed. Well, you're going to use it tomorrow because I have a worksheet for you to do. And you'll use it when you take the unit test, and I think the milestones might have a question mark. And though I always rolled my eyes at his response, it struck deep, because we have started our lives. The question, when am I going to need this in my life, doesn't apply to us, because we have matured into the lives they've started. We have matured from little kindergartners fighting over the PlayStation area. We have matured from the swings in first through second grade. We matured as we took our first milestones. And we've matured through the changing world that was sixth grade. But when will I need this in my life? I will need it tomorrow, because our lives have started and we're growing up. We have grown into the people we are. We have grown into the people we are now through mistakes and achievements. Thank you, Mr. Franklin, for watching and helping us mature through each level of math. Thank you for your continued support of myself and others, and thank you for the occasional nap I took in your class.
I'm Jake Franklin, the math teacher here, but some of you may know me as Mr. Funky, or Big Frank, or Quinn Teague's future. This was my first year at TMS and my 12th year in the classroom, and I think it was my favorite year ever. As my wife can attest, after just a few short weeks at school, I told her, this is my profession. This is the school that I've been searching for. Why? Because you all are awesome. About 2 weeks into the school year, an emotional math class escalated into a shouting match. I had 2 students stay after class, expecting to pull teeth or restorative conversation. And as I walked slowly to the back of the room, thinking of the right starting place, and what questions I needed to ask to make the conversation go correctly, I noticed that they had already started. So I picked up speed, worried that it would escalate into the very common, "What's your problem? You got me in trouble!" And instead, I heard, "I'm sorry. I felt emotionally invested in the topic and shouldn't have yelled at you like that." "I'm sorry too. I was frustrated that we weren't moving quickly enough and was just trying to move the conversation along. Next time I'll try to be understanding of your level of investment in the conversation and be more patient." "Next time I'll keep my voice calm and just tell you how I feel." And then they looked at me. And I said nothing. And I think I picked this story to start with because it truly illustrates what's special about this group of people. This year wasn't easy. We're on the back of some really tough, lost years of learning. We had arguments. We didn't always turn in our work. We wore thousands too many hoodies. We didn't always master the topics we were setting out to learn, like dimensional analysis. But there was a constant kindness. There was a constant respect. There was constant love between you all for each other that demonstrated just how good of people you are. When you pushed each other's buttons too far, you apologized. When you saw someone crying, you sat with them and cheered them up. And you came in every day with smiles on your faces, ready to connect with each other, ready to try hard, and ready to make the school a little bit better. I remember when we were on the bus heading to Montgomery to go to the Memorial for Peace and Justice, which for me is sacred ground. And I was nervous that 78th graders might not honor that sanctity and might not allow anyone else to feel that sanctity. Y'all were rowdy on the bus, rowdy in line, but as soon as we entered the memorial, silence fell. And I could see that each of you were taking the experience fully and allowing others to do the same. This balance that you strike between being kids, having a good time, and being respectful to the world around you is remarkable. So I want to take a second to honor you for being amazing friends and amazing. Did not do it alone. Tonight, your homework is to take a moment to thank your parents and guardians. They are working twice as hard as you are to get you where you are today. The last 3 years, they've been super flexible, learning how to parent in a new way during a global pandemic. So thank them, get a gift for them, give them a hug or a high five, your first paycheck. This accomplishment that you feel today is shared with all of them that supported you today. And as you transition to high school and away from the safe confines of TMS, I hope you always know that there are people in your corner that continue to support you. But most of all, I hope that you don't lose sight of how good you are. I hope you have the courage to stay true to the values of kindness, creativity, and compassion that you learned here. In high school and beyond, there will be pressures. Pressure to fit in. Pressure to like what other people like and do what other people do and say what other people say. Resisting those pressures is scary and it takes courage. To the boys, courage means caring about something beyond sports. Think about the topics for the first projects in math class this year. Many of the girls chose topics like the gender wage gap, racial discrimination, ocean plastics, lack of pants pockets. And most of the boys chose Jordan versus LeBron. Sometimes it's scary to say you're interested in something that your friends are not. It's easier to complain and to dislike. I'm not going to stand up here and ask you to be activists, but I am going to tell you that when I go to community organizing events, I am so often one of the only men in the room. Talking about sports is fun and easy, but if you are courageous, you won't leave women on an island to solve the world's problems on their own. Now to all of you wonderful ninth graders. Courage means being calm and patient with someone who has made you angry. Courage means being kind to someone when everyone else, even your best friends, aren't. Courage means trying something that's really hard for you even if you might mess up. And courage means telling someone that you love them. So I take my own advice, and I tell you that I love you. Each and every one of you. You are amazing. I will miss you so much next year. I hope you visit, I hope you remember us, and I hope you know we're always there for you.
I love you too.
And I hope you have the courage to continue to be really, really remarkable people.
For the final teacher speaker, I welcome Miss Bradley, or Coach Bradley. Both on and off the court, Miss Bradley encouraged me to achieve the highest standards. A moment that will stay with me as I carry myself through the next 4 years comes from volleyball practice. These practices were held right after school in a school gym, with a rusty net and a ceiling too low. We were nearing the end of the season and were scrimmaging. As the basic rule when playing volleyball, you always pass the ball with 2 hands rule which Miss Bradley had ingrained into us each practice. At this particular point in the match, Miss Bradley passed the ball with one hand. We made a split-second decision to reach out with one hand and not two. We, being middle schoolers, jumped on the opportunity to correct her, chatting nonsense about how it wasn't fair that she could do it and we couldn't. Such injustice. But it was what she said after that stuck with me and will continue to follow me. She said, it might not have been the top decision, but it is the decision that made the most sense. And though at that time, those words seemed like the same language, it didn't make any sense. I understand them now. They made sense as I navigated through countless projects. They made sense as I completed every assignment. They made sense when facing substitute teachers. And they make sense as I take the first steps into high school and the last step away from my school in 9 years. I welcome Miss Bradley, a longtime volleyball coach and teacher.
I am so shocked and honored that I was chosen to stand up here and address the TMS class of 2023 tonight and all of their loved ones. I'm so very grateful. Middle school me would be very impressed with myself right now for standing in front of everybody, public speaking, just as many of you guys have done tonight, and y'all rocked it. Nice job. I chose education because of my middle school teachers who made an impact on me that not only changed my academic career, but also changed my life. I strove to be one of those teachers. And I feel like this year, with this class, I really got to fulfill that role. I feel like I made an impact on at least 3, hopefully more. But this evening we're celebrating the bridging class. So, good evening parents, relatives, caregivers, friends, and soon-to-be high schoolers. Today I'm standing here feeling rather bittersweet. As our school year has really quickly come to a close, I realize that I'm already missing y'all's presence in the building. And you only just left, 3 hours ago? Your young minds have impacted my life in such incredible ways, and I would like to just take a moment to reflect and express my gratitude to you all. Thank you for letting me be a part of your lives. I'm going to miss the energy and the enthusiasm that you brought to TMS every day. Your curiosity and eagerness to grow were contagious, reminding me of why I chose education. You all challenged me, pushing me to seek new knowledge and find creative ways to teach and connect with you. Beyond the academic achievements, it's the little moments that were so profound. The pride on your faces when you were showing me the creativity and hard work that you put into an exhibit night project. Taking the initiative and making an announcement to play us on Spotify because you were tired of producing music every morning. The quick-witted jokes and comebacks that were exchanged in class, even if I gave you a hard time about it. The absolute joy on your faces when you came to me telling me that you made a club volleyball team. The trust that you had in me and the shenanigans in our 8th grade community. These moments may have been small to you, but I am overjoyed to have been there to experience them with you all. As I reflect on the memories that we've created, I feel a sense of pride in the incredible individuals that you've become. Each one of you has grown not only as a student, but as a human being. You've faced challenges head-on and overcome obstacles, all the while discovering your own unique potentials. It's truly an honor to have been a part of your journeys. As you move to high school and beyond, I want you to remember that each of you are capable of achieving great things. Believe in yourself, keep true to who you are, embrace all the new opportunities that high school is about to present to you, and continue to not be afraid to chase your dreams. Remember the lessons that we've learned together, both inside and outside of the classroom, and carry them with you as you continue into young adulthood. So, to my 8th grade class, I want to thank you for being astounding individuals that you are. Your presence has changed my life, and I will forever hold on to the memories that Although our paths are diverging, know that you will hold a place in my heart, and I will happily show up to any event, concert, game, or celebration of you, and I will be your #1 cheerleader throughout it all. This isn't a farewell class of 2023, it's a see you later. And as my students, Sydney and Lila said, stay frothy.
TMS class of 2023, please come forward with your names. Oliver Andrews. Jeremiah Austin. Anna Avery. Rafael Valderas. Wyatt Blair. Masai Blakey. Madeline Bonilla. Lane Braga.
Nathan Ermias. Michael Eustace. Ryan Eustace. Sawyer Hagan. Amir Goodman Grill. Aaron Greenbaum. Judea Hayden. Bryn Hall. Tazeen Hasnani. Sanya Hasnani. Boone Hilbert. Willa Hines. Sparkle Holly. Reese Hutchins. Abdi Isaac.
Simone Johnson. Addison Jones. Zayla Green Calgary.
Rivas. Julian Price. Christian Redford. Dior Reyes. Nick Richards. Vivian Reinhardt. Matthew Rodriguez. Hamza Saeed.
Evelyn Sanford. Hudson Smith. Clara Stahl. Jasmine Stevens. Fiona Stoll. Sage Switzenberg. Morgan Tatum. Jarrett Taylor. Quinn T. Violetta Vanzini Acevedo. Amelia Vincent. Gavin Ward. Emma Ward. Desmond West. Layla Wharton. Jack Willison. And Krista Williams. Congratulating the TMS class of 2023.
And we'd like to thank you all again for attending the 8th grade bridging ceremony.
Thank you to the parents who come to support the rising high schoolers.
And thank you to the teachers who come to say goodbye to their growing students. Thank you to all our teachers for helping us in our journey to becoming our best self.
Thank you, fellow 8th graders, trying hard all year and making it to middle school graduation.
We'd like to take this opportunity to further reflect on our time here at TMS by sharing some of our favorite moments from the years we've been here. We'd like you all to take a moment to think of some of your favorite memories as well. One of my favorite memories from my time at TMS was when we dyed shirts for Field Day. And one of my favorite memories from this year was when I drew a portrait of poetry exhibit night, and Miss Standard asked me if I knew I'd never get it back because she said she wanted to hang it on the wall. By the way, Miss Standard, we may have to make an arrangement somewhere in the near future.
If I'm being honest, I have way too many great memories here at TMS, so it was incredibly hard to choose just one. But one of the memories that has stuck with me and will continue to be one of my favorites is how I became best friends with Vivian. It was an interesting way to become friends. It was my first day here at TMS, and she left me a little gift at my desk.
We'd also like you all to think of all the accomplishments you've made during your time at TMS.
One of my greatest accomplishments this year has been giving the honor to play solo at my last orchestra concert here. Both have grown over the years and watched everyone around us grow as well.
We hope you'll keep making great memories in high school.
And we hope you'll keep accomplishing great things there too.
So we'd like to say good luck to the teachers who will have to deal with the next generation of angst.
And we'd like to say good luck to all our classmates on their way to high school.
We hope to see you there. Let's be ourselves. Push ourselves.
Enjoy ourselves.
And continue our journey to becoming our best selves. Thank you, TMS, and farewell, middle school. 8th graders, you are dismissed for the last time at TMS. Have a great night, everyone.